provide brief remarks. Thanks.
Well, I said close, Jimmy. You got to be close.
Right.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. We are here to talk about Legislative District 21. As you are all aware, Speaker Hilgers ran a successful campaign for Attorney General, and therefore will be vacating that seat to take over his role as the new AG. And I want to congratulate Attorney General-elect Mike Hilgers for the great campaign that he ran and also for just the great work that he's done in the legislature. We had a great relationship, the Speaker and I think that really benefited Nebraskans because we were able to work together to be able to focus on the things that Nebraskans cared about, including passing some of the most historic tax relief that we've seen in Nebraska history, but also major projects like the Perkins County Canal, the Star Wars project, probably the most investment in law enforcement and public safety we've seen in memory with the investments we made in the Grand Island Law Enforcement Training Center and the State Patrol's Crime Lab and all the incentives we did for law enforcement. Those were all able to get accomplished because Speaker Hilgers really did a great job of working with my office, working with his body, and really pulling together the legislative packages that we could get a lot of votes to support. So just can't say enough good things about Mike Hilgers and really appreciate everything he's done. But with him moving on to the Attorney General spot, that does mean we need a new senator for Legislative District 21. And what has happened in the past when this has occurred, because it occurred when I came into office, for example, Charlie Jansen got elected auditor, and then at that time, Governor Heineman then allowed me to interview the candidates for that legislative district and picked my preference when before I actually came into office. So we're going to be doing the same thing here today with the vacancy in LD 21. I asked Governor-elect Pillen to review the candidates, and I'm going to be picking his preference, who is Beau Ballard, who you all may be familiar with, who's the legislative aide for Speaker Hilgers. I'm going to turn over to Jim in just a moment here, but I just want to say thank you very much to Beau for being interested in this position. I know that you're going to do a great job. Jim, thank you very much for all your efforts to get up to speed here as we're doing the transition. Jim and his team have just been all over getting up to speed on this stuff. They've really done a fantastic job. And this is just another one of the roles where Jim interviewed or did his process with regard to the different legislative candidates, and I'm going to appoint Beau. It will not become official. We're announcing it today, but it won't become official until January 4th when he'll get sworn in. But we'll take care of that swearing in on January 4th.
January 5.
Well, I think he gets sworn in on I appoint him on the 4th. You're right. Then he's getting sworn in with the new legislature on January 5. Thank you, Jim. Exactly right. So anyway, the appointment will be effective January 4th. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Governor-elect Pillen, who clearly has got a handle on how this whole process is working. So, Jim?
Thank you, Governor Ricketts. Thank you all for being here this morning. I really appreciate the opportunity to do this for the first time. I want to thank Lieutenant Governor-elect Joe Kelly for being here. We're 44 days into the transition, And, you know, all of us that have been good friends of Joe for decades have been in awe what a public servant Joe's been. And the other night, traveling home, Joe called and said, Jim, we're X days into this. I can't believe it. Every day keep getting better? And I said, it can. We've got a great team of people working as public servants. It's an extraordinary privilege. So with that, wanted to make the announcement, and I appreciate the opportunity of following through with what Governor Ricketts experienced with Governor Heineman, so I appreciate that very much. First off would be the process. It's really important that we have a transparent process. There were 9 applicants that applied for LD 21 seats. We interviewed 4 candidates, and we had a tremendous group of people, incredibly impressive people that had a lot of support. We interviewed 4, and bottom line, Beau's work, Beau's body of work, who Beau is, and his story is really impressive. The Ballard family, Beau's parents are here. It's nice to see you guys here this morning. The Ballard family, extraordinary business, extraordinary background in agriculture, and then got an incredible calling for public service. It's always, you wonder, as a grandfather, what kind of impact you have on your grandkids, and Beau's story's pretty cool. He started pounding on doors in LD 21 when he was 12 years old, helping his grandpa to win a seat in the unicameral. And Beau's been pounding on doors in LD 21 ever since. And I don't think there's anybody in LD 21 that knows the people better than what Beau does, because he's had a calling at a young age, spurred by his grandfather, for public service. And he's got business, and he's working in the family business, and having a calling, and has a lot of gas in his tank. Incredibly strong in belief of less government, the belief that we're taxed too much, that we have to have transformative tax change, and in the belief that we stand up for our values. So I'm really, really excited to be able to work next to you, Beau. I'm really excited that you are able to step into the unicameral and put the pedal to the metal and not have a learning curve. And so, and I'm excited that Beau knows how to knock on doors and will continue to knock on doors so that he can win re-election in 2 years. All of those things are really important, and so I'm really, really proud to announce Beau as the senator for LD 41. Congratulations, Beau.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Governor-elect Pillen and Governor Ricketts, for this opportunity to serve my neighbors, my family, and my friends in District 21. But furthermore, I'd like to thank Governor Ricketts for his steadfast commitment to conservative values these last 8 years, and his strong leadership. And I look forward to continuing that leadership with the Pillen administration to lower taxes, control spending, and invest in infrastructure. Just briefly about me, I was born and raised in northwest Lancaster County, near Raymond. I'm the grandson of a Cherry County rancher and an Omaha meat packer. I'm the son of a small business owners that have called northwest Lancaster County home for 30 years. And I'm also a small business owner myself that helped start and operate a small business in the height of the pandemic and know the true power of entrepreneurship and small business ownership. District 21 has been a place I've called home my entire life. It's where I grew up, is where I went to high school, and is where I live today. My first involvement, like Governor-elect Pillen said, was 12 years old, when I knocked on doors to support my grandfather, who ran for this exact same seat. For the past 6 years, I've had the opportunity to work closely with Speaker Hilgers, and I thank him for his mentorship and his leadership as we worked for the people of District 21. These interactions, I've come to learn their hopes, their concerns, and their dreams for Nebraska. and I plan to represent those values on day one. We have an opportunity to make transformative change in this upcoming legislative session, and I'm excited to work with a talented group of senators and staff. As a young Nebraskan, I know the challenges of attracting and retaining young talent to the state. And as a business owner, I know that the power of small business can change that. So I look to bring these unique perspectives to gain valuable insight to grow Nebraska. There is a number of exciting opportunities in this coming legislative session to make an impact for the state of Nebraska. Like I said, from controlling spending, lowering taxes, and investing in broadband and roads. I believe that these policies will grow Nebraska and keep young people in the state. This session we're at a unique moment in our state's history, and I'm honored to serve the people of District 21 and look forward to working with my new colleagues, serving District 21 and making a positive impact on Nebraska. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, congratulations, Beau, and thank you very much, Jim, for all your work, and we look forward to having you in the legislature. I obviously won't be there for it, but I'll be watching, so continue to do the great work that you and Speaker Hilgers were doing under my administration. I know you guys would be fantastic. Well, folks, thank you all very much for being here today. We're not going to take questions here, but if you want to take questions on other topics, we will have another opportunity at Kawasaki later this afternoon at 2 p.m. We're going to have another press conference there today for that, so please join us at 2 p.m. at Kawasaki. We're not taking questions, Paul. So we're taking them at Kawasaki. So you all have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you this afternoon.